Are we back? Anyone? Anyone here? Hello? Are we back? Hey, Davids. Are you here? I think it made a little hiccup on your reading last time too, did it not? Are we here now? Hello? Are we here? Am I back? Whoop whoop. Anyone? Are we back? You can't hear. Should be able to. Yeah, whoop whoop. Hey! Okay, Davids, I think we had a hiccup on your reading last too. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's quite interesting. I don't know how much you heard, but I was talking about how you put things into other people's minds. You try to understand. You are saying what they think without actually asking them what they do think. Thank you. So we are back. That's good. I'm still very much frozen on my side. But it's good if you can see me. Okay, now everything seems to be good. So, do you recognize what I'm talking about, Davids? Sorry. Are we back now? Hey, internet, right? Anyone here? Because now everyone disappeared. Are you still here? Are we back? And Davids, are you here, my friend? Ah, there we are. Okay. Thank you, Poet. Yeah, so does it make any sense what I'm talking about, Davids? Does it make any sense what I'm saying? Because I feel you are trying to you're trying yourself look good in the sense that you are trying to actually make yourself look bad because you're looking down on yourself so much. We'll be a new code word for stream is back. Yeah, let's do that. I love it. We'll do that. I think it's quite fascinating how it cuts in your readings though, Davids. Or Davids. But it really, I think it's all due to coincidences, of course, but it also is this: we need to take a little bit of a step back and we need to really reevaluate what we do. Because what you're doing in trying to make yourself look good, you're actually trying to make yourself look bad because you are seeing the negative parts that you want to change instead of appreciating them as being the beautiful parts of you as they are. You see what I'm saying? So when being part of a large group, because they're talking about growing up with many people around, and we have so many, because we are reflecting of each other, it feels like you've had so many people that have mirrored upon you so that you have seen yourself through so many people's eyes, or thinking that you do, but in reality you are creating your own viewpoint. So you yourself are the only one who are viewing you through other people. So you are actually taking the stand of saying that you know what other people think, and you're creating that sensory or that experience of you being not as good as you hope you could be, in the same time lowering your own appreciation for yourself in doing this. But I want you to talk to me, Davids. Or Davids, because I know that you think so much, but you very seldom share your thoughts. So I would love you to talk to me. This is your time, this is for you. I'm sorry that the stream cuts off always, but this is your space. And I know it's online and you don't have to go into detail, but I want to give you that space where you can just actually let those thoughts out, because you think so much, have so much going on all the time, and you observe so much, but you mainly observe yourself and putting yourself in a negative light. And I say that it's due to the circumstances that you find yourself in and that what is happening in life. And no, I'm not putting you being responsible for things that you have no way of being responsible for. I am saying that it's not been easy, but I'm also saying that you're still alive and you have this time. You have now to start viewing yourself from the point of view rather than who you wish you were in others' eyes. All these things that you don't like about yourself, you see. So they're part of you, and you give that much thought. You think about this all the time. I get a sense that you think about it all the time, how you can look down upon yourself, and then you think that you're not good enough. But if you're not good enough, you wouldn't have put all these thought patterns and thoughts and time and energy into looking down on yourself. So you're actually, I think I told you this before, what I would say is that you, with this, actually love yourself. In that you are trying to figure out you, but you're doing so in trying to figure out why you are wrong, rather than exactly how you are right. Yeah. Because you're afraid of how it will affect others. And because you have a comfortable space, you feel comfortable in being small due to how you've grown up. But you also know how it feels when everything shatters around you, and you don't want that. You're afraid of that to happen. At the same time, you are seeing it happen because the law of attraction, right? You're afraid of things to happen, which is why you put them into reality for your own, in your own mind. You see them already happening, everyone looking down at you, everyone leaving you, everyone neglecting you. You have the strength inside to stand up for who you are. And the thing is, Davids, you already do. Because you spend all this time and all this energy on disapproving who you are. You are actually approving because of you meeting you. Because of you spending this much time inside of your own head. I'm sorry, I need to reposition myself. You spending this much time inside of your own head only to look down at yourself. It's not all that you do. You're actually trying to meet you. Why do you want people to see you as someone that they shouldn't love? Well, because if they don't love you, you don't have to be afraid of losing them. And you're terrified of losing people because you don't want to be alone. heart is something that so many people can resonate with. It's not for everyone, but many. We want to be a part of something so that we feel we are part of our own life, so that we feel we're part of someone else's memory. That's how it is for me. I always think about how people will remember me instead of actually living right now. I think about how you would remember this shirt and these bags rather than actually, in my genuinity and transparency, feeling how much I appreciate myself for being here with you right now. And with me looking down at myself in that way, I also see why I do it. So this is what you do. You're trying to keep yourself in where you feel comfortable because that is what you're used to. And what you feel comfortable with, what you are used to, is to be small and have no way of affecting what is around you, but still feeling like you are holding the entire world up on your shoulder. And if you trip, the entire world will fall. Now, if you spend that much time, and if you think yourself being that great of a part, how can you say that you're not actually trying to appreciate you? I can tell you right now, there are people around you who do appreciate you and who wants to hear that voice. Some people are frustrated with you because you're not using your voice, because you are letting your words be what other people think. You're not using your voice because you're using your thoughts to create a reality as in other people looking down on you, instead of actually both listening and telling, sharing what you do experience. And what you experience is being terrified of being left alone again. You're terrified of having to carry all that on your shoulders, but you already do. But you also know what it's like not to, because you are wishing for that to be. So in reality, everything of this has happened simultaneously. It's just perspectives. So you can angle your perspective to perceive your world in a way that makes more sense to you. And how that angle has been and made more sense to you previously, has been you being small. Because you have the hope of people not wanting to leave you behind if you are vulnerable. So what do I want to give you today? You know you more. You know yourself better than most. Or with that, I mean you spending so much time within yourself. You have so much knowledge of yourself you can share. Yes. And you are a valid part in this life. You shouldn't open up in a way you feel vulnerable, but you should open up in a way that you can let yourself be vulnerable in order to once again feel safe. But I understand if we jump over and over and expect something different to happen, doesn't make any sense. But hiding away from that jump is also making the very same thing over and over. Does that make more sense? I felt that resonating with many of you. So I'm going to say it again. Jumping over and over and expecting something new to happen does not make any sense. But hiding from that jump over and over, doing the same thing over and over, does that make more sense? So what are we afraid of? Life? And I'm not talking about situations that are clearly dangerous to us. I'm talking about situations that are dangerous to us in the thought patterns of what happened before. And with you, Davids, this is opening up. What you are afraid of is being left alone. Being alone. So what is the worst thing that can happen if you open up? Is that they will leave you? What will happen if you don't open up? How can they reach you? You deserve to see that you're loved. You deserve to feel what being safe feels like. And in all honesty, from one perspective, from one angle, you already do. So instead of looking down on how you grieve, how about sharing that experience with how that is for you, so that one day someone else can recognize them in themselves and feeling that they too are not alone. We had this fox up before, or Paga. He wants to come up for you, Dave. And it is actually the very same sentence that we gave Paga that one time. Or it is changed a little. It is being small does not mean not being strong. And being small does not mean being alone. So if you feel like you need to be small in order to feel safe, that does not mean that you then automatically also have to be alone and neglected. Try to be small in a space where you feel safe today, and you'll see the difference. And I think you know what I'm talking about. So once again, making the jump and expecting it to be different doesn't make any sense. But thus staying away from making that jump over and over, expecting things to be different, make more sense. Does this make sense to you, David? What I'm saying? Do you feel I can bring a little joy, a little warmth somewhere to you? If not only, or if just with a hi. What do you feel? Tell me. What are you thinking about? You don't have to share everything at the same time. Just know that you can be safe in this world. And it starts with being safe in you. And if you're not safe where you are, there are people out there who wants to help you. And if we open up to them, someone, we can start being safe in ourselves, and in that find a solution for how to come to terms or how to find our home also out in the world. If we find our home in here, we have a fighting chance of finding our home out here. Because it is here. And we're here for you. We want to hear you out, David. Okay. With love, my friend. What I have for you today. I hope it can bring you a little something. Oh, and I want to send you a bubble tea. And it is that bubble of home. Okay. Yes. And you only take what resonates, my friend. It's just a bubble of hope, of love, warmth, for who you are, right now, right here. There, slowly and gently. There it is, received. Beautiful. I hope this feels okay. What I have today, I am going to a bathroom break, and then Luna, she shows up as a reading afterwards. I'm gonna see if I can do anything about these bags. But I will go for a couple of minutes on a bathroom break, and then I'll be back, and we'll see if Luna is here, and if there are anyone else who would like a reading, let me know with exclamation mark joy in chat, and I will be doing them after the break. Thank you, David. Does it make any sense to you? Does it feel like it can be helpful in any way? Because I can never tell you anything that you don't know yourself. I can just give you that little push and that little bubble of warmth. So does it feel okay? Yeah, I will, Emma. I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on. It's awful. Do you feel okay, David? Thank you. I go for a very short break, and then I will be back with new energy, and I will be reading for Luna, if you're back, my friend, and just talk. More readings, more healing, and beautiful shots. I will be right back, and I'm gonna leave it as is. Hopefully you'll see a cat come by me. See you very soon, dear. I'll be right back. Just let me. guys! Can you hear me? Okay, so I have something to talk about you, but yeah, bye banks. I have something to talk to you guys about, and I hope that you can still feel the love. Hope that you can see how genuinely I really love what I do. Just right now, I am going through an identity crisis. Okay, so I will bring the banks back. I'm going through an identity crisis, and I wanted to share this with you in order or in hopes of it helping somebody else, because I am so scared right now. I'm sorry. So you who I gave a reading today, I truly hope that I can help anyone in any way, and I love what I do. But right now, I really want to talk to you guys about how terrified I am, because I'm also just human, right? And I'm going through an identity crisis, and I don't know who I am. I'm trying to figure it out. Everyone is going through this, right? But it has to do with my twin and in the system, and my gender specifically, and who I am, and everything connected to it. And I'm trying on different clothes, I'm trying on different appearances, and all of it. And I just, right now, I don't quite know anything. So I'm not bringing this up for you to feel sorry for me. I'm bringing this up to be transparent and open in that I am a human being. And I hope that we can share experiences in order to see the beauty of what is to be us. So I'm still doing readings, don't worry. If you're here, Luna, it's time for your reading. But I felt I just really wanted to share this with you. And I'm sorry if that came through me feeling uncomfortable. It's how I am. And I hope that you still can know that it's very much love and that I want to bring you. But this, I haven't had that experience with exact experience, but I'm always here to listen if you need someone just to listen to what you're going through. Thank you, Poet. I appreciate it. I just hope that it can help someone out there. You know, everything that we are going through is just underneath the same sky. And I think it's so beautiful that we can get to share that. And so what is happening is, me being in a telepathic system or not, my gender has always been very much of a question for me, or it has always been very confusing to me. I see myself as being a woman, but I also experience myself being or having the body and the body physique of a man. And it is more and more, it has become more and more prompt. But I do not see myself as a man, I see myself more as a woman. But I do experience how I believe in my head believe it to be man or to have male physique. And I experience the sensation of being a man, so to speak, in a way that my head makes sense of it. And this has always been. This is not something that has come up now. It's just something that has begotten very prompt now. When taking this vacation, when being in just doing other things than working, because the work is so closely related to me as Sarah, right? This is what I do, and I love what I do. But in this system, there is two of us, and it's always been confusing because we walk this earth as a boy before we walk this earth as also a girl, if it is true, or if my brain is just trying to make sense of it that way. Oh, sorry. I'm going to, I could see that you are still in queue, David. Yeah, I'm sorry. And Luna, let me know if you're here, love. I'm sorry for calling you love. I just really felt like I wanted to. Did you feel I could bring you a little something, David? I hope you did. But so it has always been part of my life. And like I said, I experience in this way. If it is something entirely different, then I am open to it being my brain constructing it this way and reconstructing it also. But it is how I feel or how I experience it. And it has been going on since I was very, very small. And I know that I've been talking about this before, but it truly is the experience. Not that I was born in the wrong body, more that I was first born in another body and then this one. And I love being a woman because I've been asking myself many times if I would like to transition. And I don't, because I would miss being a woman. Because I see myself being a woman more than I see myself being a man. And I think I would want to be nothing but just me. It's truly how I feel. Why is it saying that you're still in queue? I think I should have... Yeah, it should have been an old track. I'm sorry. Rather than just, I just want to be who I am. And I've been thinking about wanting to change name to something more no male, no female. But at the same time, I feel, and I hope this can also resonate with some of you, that I feel I've been looking down upon what I associate to being Sarah for so long that I actually want to appreciate her. And I want to meet her, and I want to feel who she truly is. But in this, the other part of me is also very much there, very much part of that reality. And it is a really tough experience for me right now, just how I experience it. Because my body changed shape. I can feel my body transform, although it does not. My experience of it does. Sometimes I have male organs, or sometimes I have female organs. It's just sometimes I have both, sometimes I have one or the other. It's just everything. Sometimes I feel I got a beard and maybe my boobs. Sorry to be very frank and open and forward. And sometimes I feel I have, I have a male genitalia, and sometimes I feel I have a female genitalia, and everything just changes and shifts. And I also see different people in the mirror. So usually you could say that, well, what you see in the mirror is what other people see. But sometimes I actually see my twin rather than me. So I just wanted to lift this and I wanted to share this, and I am so scared of doing so. But I also know what I'm trying to say to all of you is to be you and to feel you can share your experience, because it is as valid as the rest. And so therefore I feel, what can I do better than to actually share my experience with you? To really, truly show what it is that I mean. That I genuinely feel that we should be able to be ourselves. How can I show that better in a better way than to actually be it myself? Strong your energy, not just. But this is the thing. I do see myself very much being female. I do see myself being a woman. It's just sometimes I experience other sensations. Hard to say. And I don't know. I'm sorry for bringing this up. It's just, I spent this first half of the stream feeling I needed to fight something rather than live it. And I love my work, I love what I do, and I want to be able to feel comfortable in not just the work, but who it is doing the work, who I am experiencing it. And right now, I just don't quite know. But think about it, it means a lot to me. But I am shifting so much that sometimes it doesn't make any sense to me that I would ever experience being a different gender. And sometimes it is so very much true. And I'm just so grateful having this community, but I'm so terrified of losing you, which for me tells me that there is something that I need to bring up. There is something that is not right, that we need to shine a light upon. Why am I so terrified of losing? Because I am not sure who would be the one losing you. Because I'm not sure who I am. And I'm trying to figure it out. So thank you so much for being along for the ride. I don't know what happened. It was when I went on vacation and we started to work on our garden and on the house and started to work with other things than doing energy work. It just, everything just got up to the surface, I guess, in a way. Oh, but I don't wanna. I'm never gonna throw you to the curb. So I guess we're stuck with one another, right? With each other. Yeah. So you want to be thrown into the curb? Yeah, I know, Emma. I guess we're stuck together forever then. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. No, I'm sorry for taking up this time to talk about this, but like I said, this is what I try to tell all of you, to share who you truly are, so that you can see it yourself and see that it is okay to be whoever you are. I'm still having problems with this, I'm sorry. And so that is why I want you to, for me to be my first example of this. It's just that as an energy worker, you want to, I don't want people to lose confidence in me. And that is such a beautiful thing that I see, because if I don't want people to lose confidence in me, then that means that there is something that I'm losing confidence with in myself. Because there is no reason why people would lose confidence in you. It is you losing confidence in yourself. And so therefore I'm trying to see what it is that I'm losing confidence in, and to be able to share this with the community, and to be able to share this, to really not just talk about people showing themselves and their experience, standing up for it and really showing you what my experience is, feels to bring all the cards to the table. It's just a beautiful way of truly being all the things that I otherwise talk about you being, right? So thank you. I'm still waiting for Luna to show up if she wants her reading. So if you have any questions, as long as my twin can keep his integrity intact, really, I would love you to ask questions if you have any. Because it is the best way for me, or it is a way that really works for me, is to answer questions so I can see my own answers. It's If you work with me, you know this is a little bit like how I work with you. Inspirational quote to compliment your sharing. To you, Paga, would you like a one sentence encouragement to you, or to the community, or to who would you like? Thank you. Who would you like the encouragement for? Paga? Oh, Luna! So the encouragement for the community. Okay. Oh. Okay, so what my guide says. The face you see in the mirror is just the different angles from your heart. Why we change appearance for us is due to how we experience us. I know it was supposed to be one sentence, but I just wanted to accompany with it. But Luna, welcome back, my friend. How are you? Did you manage to hear any part of the grounding? Okay, so what was the grounding part was the roots and the branches, and then you feel the energy move freely through you, through your roots, your branches, your heart. I think it was somewhere after that you left. No? I feel so much better now, guys, by the way, from sharing that. Just know that if I get a little bit shaky, it's probably due to me not being sure what is fronting. You got that? Yeah. So that was the grounding. So that was what I wanted to send to you. And I can still do, but now you've heard it, and I think that you definitely know of it, because it's not something that I've channeled. It is something that I've taken from an active course. Creating a home, yeah. So that is beautiful. But I can also definitely send you a video of it, but it is very simple in that it is simply the fruits and the branches. Oh, and I have a little fun thing before your reading, Luna. Because I said I had not channeled this, it's something that I've taken from a course. This is quite interesting because more and more people are saying that the things I channel, they recognize. And I had a discussion with a client who were talking about, they were explaining the concept to me, how there are places, buildings, institutes where you can go to be provided healing in a chamber of water. And the water will be the same temperature as your skin. And the chamber would be you being in this pod in complete darkness and with no sound, as I've understood. And this is something that you can do where it creates the sensation of being floating, so that you lie there with no sound, in darkness, with the sensation of floating, because you can't feel the water because it's the same temperature as your skin. And it opens up for you to bring out everything, because you have no external stimuli. So the only stimuli you have to bring up and to think about is what is within you. So it is a form of healing, a healing process. And I was so astonished when they told me about this. I didn't know that this existed, but I don't know if you recognize that this is actually the concept, is what I'm trying to recreate when providing my healing. I put you in this cradle, I lift you up off the ground in the 5th dimension, and I put you in this cradle of warmth of light. And I let you lie there, I let you float. And sometimes I'll cover you in these jungle leaves, as you've seen me do here on the channel, creating this cocoon where you are floating and with no external stimuli. So for you to feel yourself. So for they to say that this exists in the world, you can go there and be provided a healing, which makes this in the 3D world what I am trying to recreate in the 5th dimension without having heard of it consciously before. It's so fascinating to me. And it's so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. But it astounds me. And so we've been thinking about these different meditations that I've channeled and these ways of working. We think about how we're going to go about it in for the company, and what we can put, on Patreon, for example. But then more and more people start to say that, oh, well, they recognize this and they recognize this. And yes, I can see that. We draw inspiration from what is around us. So many things of what we can think about, hence channel also, because it goes through us, comes from what we have experienced. Of course it does. But I also feel like my healing guide is someone who has indeed been part of this before. And so I'm starting to feel these channel meditations might be meditations from long before. Who knows? But it is so beautiful, and it is so fascinating to me that this happens. I just wanted to share that with you. So, Luna, are you ready for takeoff? Is there anything you have thought that you wanted now, any specifics, or do you still want me to just follow my guides? I think you can feel the difference in energy. I feel so much better when having that off my chest. Thank you guys for listening, truly. But if I start to be shaky, or if I start to lose focus, you might know what it is about. You should be listening to my guides or knowing what you want. Because that's the thing, that is what is the theme. You think so much about how you should know everything, Luna. When in reality, you can't know anything other than what you do know. So, I don't know if if you are still here, but you have this very much in common, the two of you, and many more. Also, Emma, I know many can resonate with this. in that you believe yourself knowing so much, or you should know so much, but the things you actually know, you don't believe in. You see? You believe you should know so much, but the things you actually know, you don't believe in. And there are many who can resonate with this, but I really liked it how he came through. Worthiness? Is that about being grateful again, Luna? Do you have to be the teacher or the student? Can't you just be the human? Okay, you can never be too old to be scared, first off. And I see now why you want to be the teacher, why you want to be the student, and why you can't see them two go together. You're trying to put yourself in a barrel so that people can buy the experience of being close to you, in a sense, in a title, in the frequency, of the taste that they have decided. You're trying to have yourself, you're making yourself be this wine that you want other people to taste in the fragment, or in the way that they expect it to be. And you want to take away every other taste in there that they do not want to experience. Just like with David's, you are actually telling them what they want to have, or what they want to experience with you, instead of letting them experience you. And when I'm saying them, of course, with a mirroring effect, it's actually you. But you are facing once again, you're facing a face outwards. And this is with love, Luna. I'm sorry I'm so harsh in my wording. But you're facing your face outwards to have other people, to form yourself, to shape yourself once again to other people's standards. And when I say this, I know that you get so frustrated with yourself because you've come so far away from doing that. But it's all a circle. Huh? Adelaide, you're still here. Thank you, dear. I just feel I truly feel, and I'm sorry for being so harsh with the wording, but I truly feel you're pouring yourself out like a liquor into these different barrels, and each one is manufactured in a way that suits the buyer. And you are once again falling into this of creating the other person's experience to be what they want to have, without even asking them what they want, but more expecting them to want you to deliver something in a certain way. And when we were standing at this, I feel last we spoke, Luna, you were at this waypoint, or no, you were at this road crossing and you had two directions to take, but in reality now it feels like you have created several for you because you're opening up. You're starting to see several directions, not just that direction or this, but you are seeing every other path along the way, and each day a new path opens up to you. And this confuses you and frustrates you and have it so that you feel you don't have control over the possibilities in your life. And hence, you're starting to control by putting yourself in these different barrels. Saying this part of Luna goes to this person. This part of Luna, oh, I will have to take the sherry from Sarah's channel and put in there as well. And this part goes to you. And this goes to you. Instead of saying, you know what, I am just who I am. And the reason why you're falling back into doing this is because you are trying to retake control over your own possibilities, over your own decisions, and they are now overwhelming you because there are so many. So what to do? Soak it all in and just breathe. And really, when it becomes too much, take one at a time, seeing what is it exactly. Thanks, Abigail. Hi. And Fabian, good evening. What is it exactly, Luna? Because you are so much a metaphorical girl. You are so much someone who I resonate with this. When they asked me in school to write my story, I asked if I could put it in a third eye perspective. Because I didn't want to meet me. And you want to keep yourself at a distance, at the same time trying to understand the deepest inside of you. Those two doesn't correlate. And that is why you're trying to control what you can. So what to do? Find that outlet. Pain, not just for the others, for you. Paint what is not perfect, but what is real. You're spending so much time on the small aspects, and that is beautiful. And Tempest, my fiance Jonathan, he said to me so many times, when you're painting, paint something big, do something bigger. I have my small figurines, that I wanted to manufacture, and oh, now I'm doing something creative. I never until this very point right here understood what it is he means by do it bigger. Dare to take place, dare to take up space, and don't feel you have to manufacture it into the very last strain of hair in your bangs, just like I did on this stream. Dare to take up space for who you truly are. Because I get it, Luna. We're very similar, the two of us, in a way that we want to make sure that people can appreciate us for the small details, that we are actually forgetting about the whole picture. And you do so marvelously beautiful paintings. Let yourself also do not marvelously beautiful paintings. Sometimes you just need to let everything out. And this is a beautiful outlet, source of outlet you have. You have so much in here that wants to come out, and you're letting it breathe on that small painting brush. And you're letting it out on a dot. Beautiful little flower here. That is wonderful. But sometimes they also just want the splatter of a sponge. Sometimes they also just want to get out there as real and as not beautiful as it is. For it is beautiful. You have got this outlet source. Use it. Don't feel you have to contain yourself. I understand. I am the very same. And right here, right now, in this reading, I understand what Bumpus has been talking about all along. I am a total mess, and I have no idea who I am. And I have no idea what gender I am. I have no idea of anything. And right here, right now, I realize what we need, both you and me, Luna, and everyone, is to just splatter it out sometimes. Because we anchor so much that we're not aware of into this that is growing inside of us. Hara, hi. Morning, my friend. So, Bumpus and I were talking last week about simplicity, what Einstein said or what we believe Einstein said. Was maybe they're telling me there was someone else, but about this, that a product is not finished when you put every last bit of add to it. When you put every last bit of thing you can add to it, it's not finished then. It's finished when you removed as many parts as you can, with it still being product. When it is as simple as possible. And even though a human is not simple, sorry, it's just so much going on for me right now. Even when a human is not simple, because we're not. Sometimes what is the most difficult to come out as what we perceive as simple. So you got this marvelous source of an outlet. Let it out. The way you restrict yourself in your painting, you restrict yourself in your own thoughts, in your mind, in your life. So let it out. Can you see what I'm saying, Luna? I know it's easier said than done. But try. What I'm saying is take a canvas and just let all the colors on. Use your entire body if need be, and just let it come out. Doesn't have to look beautiful in order to be. And when really what I'm doing here, sometimes when everything is overbearing, I say to people, take everything that is and put it into categories. Giving, if you can't put a name to it, giving each a number or a color, something to be resembled with. In your case, I feel you can do this creatively. You can have things move from being a blockage in you by actually really letting it out onto the canvas, not in the shape of anything that you can control. And I know when you talk about intuitive painting that we paint what comes to us, yes. But in this, I want you to be painting with nothing but just force, actually. To let it out, truly, to not control it, to not shape it into something that is perceived as beautiful, to let it come out the beautiful way it actually is. That gives you so much more than the videos I'm gonna send you that we were talking about. The meditations, the grounding, the energy work. To have you let you come onto the canvas, not bothering what it looks like, is the biggest challenge and is what really can help. That is what I feel, really. Simple in all its difficulty. Is the sound lost? Or can you still hear? You should be able to. I rub mine, by the way. Does this make any sense, Luna? Yeah, you do. I will send you that grounding meditation, but it truly is as simple as we did today. But then you need simple. Just use what you have, the material right in front of you, and just go for it. And don't care, don't bother, just do. Okay? That push is what we have for you today. Beautiful, simple life. Difficult, let it out. And Ara, I see you too. You know, when we try to shape everything into something that we feel being beautiful, sometimes we need to also let it be just the beautiful thing it is. I know you know what I'm talking about. Do you feel it can resonate? Do you feel it can give you anything, Luna? Because all I want to give you is love. And today, let's stop all of this. Let's go back to simple. Simple. And let all the hard and difficult things come out in what we can see as just being. Thank you, Luna. And thank you for the inspiration you give me. Just in this reading, it just dawned on me. I get it now. Thank you, truly. Thank you for being you. Thank you. You're gonna have a figurine. I'm not forgotten. Luna? Uh-huh. It's this little elephant today. You see how he's not painted all the way out? It's still beautiful. And it's still his shape. And sometimes you want to use the mouth instead of the What's it called now? I can't remember. I've forgotten. Trunk. I think this also tells you a story. Just this. Just the blue elephant. I wanted to be a bit of a silent one. It's right here. You haven't been paying too much attention? Really, Bumpus? But you're in the house with us. So thank you. That is what I have. Let's just leave everything up. We're just forcing everything. Let's be simple. Let's just... Okay. With love. Thank you. It's actually time for us to end the stream, but I think we're gonna go over. I feel like I want to do that today. Ira, I was thinking actually of doing the pond today. We ended up doing the spiral instead. But if you can join next time, we're definitely gonna do the pond. When I see you at the start of the stream, we'll do the pond. But we done the spiral today. But I hope that we can do the pond next time you are able to catch the stream. But Saint Avagus, sorry. Are you still here, my friend? Because you are up next for a reading. Let me see where that went. Where did my cue go? There it is. Sorry. What would you like? Hey. Jag är här. Jag är här. Or jag är här. Apart from that, what would you want, my friend? Would you want a reading? A healing? Jag är här. Surprise you. Okay. It's okay, yeah. I will make a video for it, and I think I will put it up on YouTube as well. It's just I want to make this a real video for it. I want to put in some effort for it. That's how I feel. I can type Jag är här. This is how you say I am here. That's Swedish for you. Okay. So Saint Avagus, let's see. Oh, that was, I'm sorry, I apologize. Hang on. Let's see where my cue went. There we are. Oh, no, here's Saint Evidence. Saint Avagus, sorry. Okay. It's okay. They're talking about community today. Saint Avagus, they're talking about, I see it as siblings, but it could also be friends, but I see you in a collective today. And I see you want to honor a person in a collective. This could definitely have to do with what is going on in the US, but I see you in a collective wanting to honor a person. However, I feel this being very connected to your mother, however, but or a female influence or influencer in your life, a very important one that I feel in your collective you want to honor. And Fabian, I will come back to it. I have explained it, but I will come back to it at the end of the stream. Don't worry. And it feels like because it really is about the strength in numbers. So I truly feel this being, if it's connected to that or not, it truly is this community feeling of expressing an opinion and wanting to honor a matter, is how I feel with you today, Saint Abigail. I also see this being, bringing up memories from when you were in school. And I see this, you almost go in as if you wanted to, you started, okay, so what I see is you being bullied, as many can resonate with, but I see you starting to take the thought and start to see you trying to understand the people that were harmful towards you or that went through other things than what you did, and you're trying to, what has happened in your area recently and what you're involved in has made you open up to see what you were going through before from other people's perspectives. They are warning, though. There are warnings coming through with love, Saint Abigail, but it's about this. It's about being forceful. It's about the force of the communal. It's about the strength of a community and about you. It's a warning of you keeping your head straight in what you believe in and who you are, not just the voice of what the community says or what the community believes in. It's the strength in numbers truly showing up today, but it is also the reminder of you being not just part of those numbers, but you being there as you. Not just your name, not just your a part of the collective, but you, and honoring not just what you are honoring in the community, but also honoring you. Because I do feel the tendency of getting into the mindset of the communal mindset and then being afraid of what you then go about doing in this mindset, according or in regards to who you are as a person. So this is what is coming through. They're not talking about what it is exactly, but I see it in you bringing up memories from what I perceive as being school and teachers, about standing up, going against, or honoring with. It's all about this, what you do in a communal, but you being part of that and remembering your standpoint and not just the communal standpoint, but who you are and how you feel. Because I feel you have the tendency of going into the importance of having expressing an opinion or having this task that needs to be done, this thing that needs to be lifted, and you spending all your energy in thinking how to resolve an issue or how to have people hear the issue instead of, or you have the tendency of losing yourself in that, as you did before, only when you were trying to understand other people before, you lost track of what you did experience yourself. But that being from a very neglected standpoint, or not neglected, but a little bit of the outskirts, and now instead being in the middle of it, but still with your intellect always taking that out, that viewpoint from looking in, but you're also more in it this time than what you've been before, I feel. And so the push today is truly to remember who you are in all of this. And it's a very general, very open reading, but it is important, I feel. And those things that you observe, those images that come to you, to your mind palace, those that pop up in front of you, that you think of and that you react upon, those small things that you react upon, or the big picture, but you have this active mind. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry, that was an elephant. That you react upon. I truly feel you being afraid of if they are valid or where to put them. And every part of that is as valid as the rest. Thank you. Just like the sneeze deserves to bless you, all these different thought patterns that you have deserves to bless you. So once again, it's the same as with when you were trying to, we did a reading before, when you're trying to push thoughts aside, or we were talking about this with Boad, I believe, where thoughts comes to you and you try to put them aside for the next task. We need to appreciate those thoughts, but we also need to let them go, because you, Saint Abigail's, got the tendency of keeping them close, 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 and so close that you can't quite get a grip of them and understand them. So the observer in you gets a bit frustrated because you feel you can't get an understanding of what they are because you keep them so close to you in the importance of understanding them. I saw you as having a mind palace, Saint Avigus, but it was more like I saw these things that you pick up on coming up at you, your observable mind, your intellect. For me, how I saw it was you having pictures come up and you recognize them as in things that you pay attention to, and then what you do with those pictures, because you have the tendency of keeping them, of locking them in so close to you that you can't get a hold of an understanding of them, and you shouldn't, or you try to keep them away from you and do the next task. So it's finding the balance between the two. I send Mind Palace because I recognize it in the Mind Palace that I've seen in other people, but for you it's more like these very vivid pictures. For me, how I see it, how you perceive what you experience or what you pay attention to in the small details, was why I said Mind Palace. Why it came up for me. Mind Taj Mahal. But it's very fluid, more than you sorting it into categories, but you are piling them up so close to you, feeling the importance of each, so close that you can't understand them at all. Is this anything that you would recognize? Because I would love talking about discussing this with you, because I know that your observable intellect is a little bit, I'm not too sure, but at the same time I do recognize it, but I'm not sure. Okay, this is interesting. Right, I get it from this point. You're already spinning off, and I love that. Understand, Aldo. I would like to have mind for this. But do you recognize what I'm saying in how it pops up for you? And then you pile them, what you have experienced, and then you get annoyed with yourself because you as an observer no longer can observe them from the point of view where you can make understanding of them. Yeah. It was how I saw it. But yeah. So in this, what I'm saying is finding balance in that. Because you can get so frustrated that you wanted to throw them away, but you still see so much importance in everything that you see. So it's simply finding balance in giving each one the appropriate time and appreciation that it deserves. And it can be as easy as just saying hi to the thoughts instead of trying to understand and make sense of it. You can create a relationship to it as being a thought, and then also realizing that it's part of you. And trust your mind in having the answers. Because you have the structure inside of you, not the mind palace that I talked about this with the libraries and such, but you do have a very structural thought pattern if you let yourself believe in it, if you let yourself have it. You make sense of things in a way that is you making sense of it. And that does not always correlate with how you experience other people to make sense of it. And that also is a frustration in you because you are an analytic. Is that a word? You like to analyze, you like to observe, you have a very fast intellect, which doesn't always correlate with what other people find to be of interest or find to see it that way, perceive it in the way that you do. So it is all about finding balance in that it's okay. It's okay that you are you. You're a Libra? Yeah. Well, I know someone would recognize this. I thought about my fiance when I spoke about this. I don't know if you're listening, Ventus. Yes, you are. Hello, love. Ventus, I see you. Oi, oi. Is also a Libra. So I understand. My father is also a Libra, but it's more to a person than their sign. But yes. I see you seeing things in different ways than what other people might experience as being what you should experience, if that makes any sense. And it's all about letting yourself be that. And so when we're coming back to this communal feeling and this opinion that is so important to carry right now, what it is then for you to not, or to be mindful of getting sucked into feeling for once in your life you're thinking like other people and you seem to have the same goal, and to still appreciate and honor you in the position of you being you is, it's actually a warning coming through. And I don't usually work with warnings, but today is another day. I worked with don'ts and warnings today. So it is what is important, and what's to come through is that you keep your mind being your mind and how you are. And know that when the tendency comes in wanting to be part of something, you already are part of it. But let you be you in the process and don't lose track of who you are. There was the don't. Mm. Does that make any sense? Thanks, Abacus. We were talking about Libras who are misunderstood. Honey, was what came up. That was why I was talking to you, referring to you. I am overrunning. I hope that's okay. It was, yeah. So, a little figurine for you, St. Javagus, is actually, they want to be a, yes, they want to be a silent one. There's two. The silent one, and this is with love. It might be fearful, but it also is just alive, just like you. The representation of it. You've seen that one before. you wanted to come up today. No matter who we are and how we are and we think the way we are. And it is as valid as anything else. So in this communal space of time, remember, and more than anything, honoring your experience of what is. I thought I heard a cat. There's many figurines here today. Oops. Yeah. Thank you for letting me give that to you. If it doesn't make sense now, hopefully it will soon. But it's a little push with love. Remember, you are unique, and you're as unique as the rest. And you are valid in your uniqueness. You are beautiful. Don't try to make sense from another standpoint than what makes sense to you. Perspectives are always good, but you know what I'm referring to. Okay. Thank you. So, I am overrunning today because I'm having so much fun. I saw that Fabian, you were asking about the gender experience, and I've been talking about that today. I opened up today, and this is something that I can definitely talk more about. And Jorlan, hi, Jorlan15, welcome to the community, my friend. How are you doing? Welcome to our little corner. I hope you enjoy it. You are so beautiful. I love reading what you say in chat, guys. I love this community communicating with each other. It's so beautiful. But Fabian, you had a question about the gender identity? And it is simply that it is simply that I am going through an identity crisis due to how I perceive myself and my gender, or my gender identity. And it is something that has always been part of my life. And it is something that has come up to the surface now that I have started to focus on other things due to my vacation than reading energy. And because of me being in a telepathic system, being true or not, and my twin being on the opposite sex or of the opposite sex, I and me experience different parts of me being different in different situations, and feeling the sensation of being what my head perceives as being masculine in some parts and feminine in others, and this being fluid and very shifting, and also experiencing my twin while looking into the mirror and him being him. It is confusing to me, and this is why I was not streaming on Tuesday, was that when I got ready to stream, I was very much in the mindset of what my brain perceives as being from the viewpoint of my twin, and I was putting on a dress to stream, and everything just came down with the stereotypes and all. And so I had to call and talk to my best friend. So I didn't stream, and that is why what I also brought up today. I love what you're typing in chat. It's wonderful. But yes, so this was what we were talking about. And you know that I've mentioned it before, about how I experience my body shifting in the sensation of it. Thank you, Ira. I appreciate it. It means so much. But when I am uncertain of myself or self-conscious, I become self-conscious in everything that I believe in, because I don't believe in myself, and so therefore I'm also afraid of not being there for others. Of course, no worries. But I see myself being, if I talk honest, I see myself being, Ayel, hi, how are you, my friends? All right, we lost all the tags when the stream died. That's what's been happening. I see. Of course, I'm being honest, my friend. What I do is, what my work is to try to help people opening the door up for themselves to be themselves and to share that experience in order to be the reflection of the others feeling them being themselves. Because at the end of it, it's all just under the same sky. And what we experience is just the experience of life. And I stand for this, and this is what I try to help other people with. So, what better way to do this than do it myself? So, if you have any questions, as long as my twin can keep their integrity, you can ask me anything. Because, yes, I do experience fluid gender. I do experience how my brain realizes male organs and male genitalia or male physique to be. And I experience the difference between the two and the similarity between the two and everything in between. So I am completely open, completely transparent. So if you want to ask me anything, go right ahead. And I do see someone else when I look into the mirror sometimes. Sometimes there is my twin. Sometimes I experience having male genitalia and my female bosom and beard. Sometimes I experience myself being female altogether. Sometimes we shift hands or feet. Sometimes I can't wear my shoes because they're too small. It's all these, it's just experiences of me, but they are very, very fluid. And it is what I experience. Yeah. I've been in some spiritual tarot streams, and the stream notes seem to think they need to project an ideal image of themselves, and are afraid to show all their emotions. I think they're afraid of scaring you for you viewers, or they show anything but happy and calm emotions. Yes. But this is something that I feel so many can agree with. If we see it for what it truly is that we stand for something. If we see it as the profession that it is, we are to stand for something, being a lending hand to others. And usually when we see ourselves being the lending hand to others, we need to be that strong shoulder. But in reality, we're all just reflection of one another. And so that strong shoulder can sometimes really be even stronger when it being the heart. In us all being human. It's quite remarkable that you're okay with being so open. I have nothing to hide. That's the thing. And when it comes to doing readings and what we do in our company, we want to see this from every perspective possible. So I don't want to shield anything off. Of course I do, because I'm human, but I don't intend to do. I want to be as open as I possibly can with everything, because we truly want to do this from every angle, from every perspective. And it's the same if I'm being in a telepathic system or not. I'm ready for it being a medical condition that my brain has constructed in order for me to survive. That's okay. But I want to experience it from every perspective. I am an energetic reader and a healer who's ready to see it being spiritual and scientific and marry the two, because in reality there is nothing but life. So yes, I want to see this from all angles, and to be able to do that, I am open, because I have nothing to hide. The only thing is the integrity of my twin, because that is somebody else. And as long as I don't know that they are 100% with, or even this bond existing, they need to be their own person. But except for that, I want to be as open as I can possibly be. As long as you don't get non-binary, queer, or some kind of crazy stuff, I'm okay with it. How do you mean with that, Fabian? Because this is quite interesting, but it's also quite offensive to many. I just want to know what you mean by it, Fabian. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear how you look at it, because this is a really fascinating and interesting discussion, I feel. I wonder if you're remembering a past life or something else. Yes, so Ara, it started out with me thinking this was all past life. I had all this experience of being I had this experience of a past life, and I thought that me being so drawn to England and me experiencing all these memories of everything, and there's so much. I've told this story so many times, so I won't be repeating myself, but all of it made sense for it to be past life. But now it turns out also maybe to be both. So it is also another person being alive right now in their own life, that we are spiritually bonded, telepathically sharing. We're two bodies, we're two minds, but we are one system. If that is true, or if it is just my mind making sense of what I experience. But if we're going to talk about telepathy and spirituality, and from that viewpoint, from that standpoint, it does seem to be that it is both past life and a life happening right here, right now. Or two lives happening simultaneously. But with the experience of being together, but not at the same time, because it's two bodies, two minds, two lives, but shared experience. Let's see what people are saying. You know the feeling, yeah. I was trying to think of how to ask in a polite way the question that you just answered. The question that it could be my mind making this up for me to feel safe. Yeah, I can get that. I understand that. I want to see it from a medical point of view. I want to see it from a scientific point of view. And I wanted to see it from a spiritual point of view. I want to marry them all together. So I am totally open for what I do to be what's it called? I always forget this word. When you give a sugar pill rather than an actual drug. What's it called? I always forget the word. But when it's not, when your mind is constructing it to believe it being something that is helpful, it then placebo. Thank you. I am all for all this that I do being a placebo effect, but if it is, as long as it seems to actually be helping people, I just love being along for the ride. If it turns out to be something else, beautiful. I want to research it. I want to know. And if it turns out to be placebo, then it works in some other way. And as long as I am actually seemingly helping people, I love what I do. But yes and no, I am not scared of opening up and discussing it for whatever it is, from every angle, every point of view. There are male and female and a little group of people who haven't a clear XX or XY chromosome pair, that's all. So I'm not sure what you mean with being offensive. Ooh, wow, I love this. This is beautiful, Fabian. This is really, really, really interesting. And I appreciate what you're saying. And I definitely see it from the biological, physical point of view. But then there is so much else to a person than what we can measure physically only, or just. There is so much to a person that is being alive is a beautiful, magnificent thing. And our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, we truly, it's such an adventure trying to understand. And sometimes we don't really know what is there. We only know what we appreciate and accept, as in society. If we think about it, rain. How can we accept something falling from the sky the way it does? We do because it's something that we're used to. It's something that we see. It's something that we have realized according to how we look at things, how it works. So therefore, rain exists. But there are people who experience their reality in a separate way to how you experience your reality. And in reality, we all experience our being in a very unique and individual way. And there are people out there who experience themselves as something other than what their physique would tell society that we have researched so much into is. They experience something else that is as real and as beautiful as your reality of who you are. We only experience life the way that life is to us, and we should all be open to experience it just that way, because there's a reason for everything. No matter if we go into it medically, and if we start to figure things out, I love that we do that. But first and foremost, we must realize that a person's reality is always their reality, no matter what that reality entails. And the first thing for change, if that is what we feel we need, if we ever, no matter what we want, first thing that is acceptance of what is right here and now. So like in my case, right here, right now, my brain has made it so that I experience being two people at the same time, fluidly going between one another. Tomorrow, I might experience it a different way, but today, this is my experience of it. This is my reality, because it is what makes sense to me and for my well-being right now. It could stay the same, it could become different, but it is my reality. Your reality is what is right here, right now. And no matter what it is you and it is beautiful. And it's okay if it's gonna shift or if it's gonna stay. And what we know in society shifts all the time. What we know scientifically shifts all the time. In depending how many people are interested and focused on the same subject at the same time. Then we'll figure something else out there. Then we'll find some correlates there. If the right people in the right positions and the right amount of people becomes interested in the same subject, we'll figure something scientifically correct out. But whilst we do that, all those people working on this subject, experiencing their reality, and their reality is more than just this subject. It's their every breath, their every living, their every minute, and their every sensing of the body, of the mind, of the soul, of the memory, of the brain, of them being them. And this happens for everyone all around. So truly anything is possible, but please never try to verify someone else's reality, because it is as real as yours. And the reason why we even discuss this is because we are moving into topics who are just the right amount of interest in society that we start to question it, but we're not yet approved of. I'm gonna read chat now. I'm sorry. Some will be offensive. Yeah. People see a lot of things as offensive. True. I agree with you on the second part, but how you wrote first comment, as long as you don't get non-binary, queer, or some crazy stuff, you just rubbed the wrong way. Like I said, even if it wasn't intentional. People can feel whatever they want, therefore everybody has her personal space at home, but the LGBTQ plus community tries to decide how society should see things, and that's something I will never support. Feelings and personal beliefs are not a base to make laws and decisions for our society. Aren't you trying to shape the society by how you look at this though, right now? If you're trying to make us look at the LGBTQ plus community a certain way, don't you try to shape the way that we look at it? I get this though, I get what you're trying to say, and I understand that I had a difficult when putting this tag on as well. Not because I don't support the LGBTQ plus AI community, because I am definitely part of it, but I want to, more than be part of that, see myself as being human. So I want every tag to be gone, to be quite honest and quite frank. I just want to be human, and I want us to accept people not for who they love or who they are or what they do per se, but by being human, how they look, where they come from, being human. But at the same time, I do support the group because of what is going on. But yes, I do understand what you're trying to say, and I agree. We shouldn't have to put any titles on anyone other than what we feel is important for ourselves. So I agree, I don't want to put people who experience themselves in a certain way as being unique or unique in another way than anyone else, because I want to be just human. Can I say something, Sarah, that I think you may know what? Yeah, go ahead, Emma. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? Like a lesbos. Wow. Ah. Hi, Harley. How are you, my friend? Gender star, special pronouns, additional public totals. That's not my way. You need to say something. Say something, Emma. Go for it, my friend. I love how interesting the topic gets when you just have these tags, by the way. But go for it. I want to know, Emma. It's okay. Just remember that everyone is experiencing their reality right now, and it's okay. But Fabian, my reality right now is that I am experiencing something that is not put forward so much in society with the telepathy. That is something that is known of, but not so quite researched on a. It's very, very much researched, but not in a general way. And so I experienced being part of a telepathic system, and in that I also experienced myself having been male before and experiencing both being male and female at the same time. That is my reality right now. Your reality seems to be that it's important for you to keep the two separate, and that's okay. But then that is your reality. And every reality is as valid as the next one. I don't agree with LGBT. I'm getting banned from a few streamers called anti-trans. Yeah. I can see the problem it's creating by creating a community solely around it. I can see the beauty it makes in people feeling like they're part of something where they are understood. But I can also see the problem it creates in trying to put that community out for being more unique than the rest. And all I wish, and I know it sounds a bit, what's the name? Blue-eyed, we call it in Swedish. What's it called? When we try to be all hippie. But truly, I just want a world where everyone can be who they are. And not being called out for where they are, what they do, or how they love, who they are, how they look, where they come from. All of this, it's just life, guys. Life is happening right now. Why can't we just get to live and experience what we experience and share it in a way of understand that we are so different? But if we look into it, we're also very similar, only that we experience the same or very similar emotion, but to and with different subjects or different matters, different opinions, but the same. In some aspect I don't, yet I'm a trans woman. I see there's certain groups of people within the LGBTQ plus community, but that does not mean all are like that. It's type of people. Yeah. You are more than your gender. You are more than your sexuality. You are you. And each and every one of you is unique. And I like to meet as many you as I can. Because I want to hear your story. Only the feminist community worse. I just found hard to most people on either way, just had the mindset we're all humans and treating the other person as a human being, and all the rest is just irrelevant and judgment made of illusions. Illusions that is taken from reality though, remember that, Paga. What is important for us is important for a reason. So because this is important for Fabian, it's important for a reason. It is what makes your life makes sense for your well-being at this moment. So these statements come from a place of importance in their own life. And like I said, every reality is as valid as the rest. It's just beautiful when we can open up and start to see each other and to see how similar and different we are. Life is happening right now. Stop trying to make sense of someone else's life and live your own. Because it's happening right here, right now. But when something is triggering you, there's something in you that you can meet. It's a possibility for you. It's a movement. It's a beautiful sign of there is something that you can meet right here that will show you a little bit more about yourself. So when you are triggered, you are for a reason. And that is a beautiful opportunity to learn more about you. So don't be afraid of meeting it. So for you, Fabian, why is non-binary people, why is that triggering for you? Meet it, see what is it. Do they get attention that you feel you wanted? Or some other group that you would like to, just meet it, see what it is. Because it tells you no matter what it is, it's a beautiful opportunity to get to know you. Why obsess over labels I don't understand? I'm saying people being against certain groups, for example, or even racism, for me, that's just nonsense because we're all humans. Even if you don't agree with someone's choice, just respect and accept them because someone else's choice doesn't affect anything in your life. No, and if it's going to affect, it can affect in a beautiful way that you can meet what you don't understand. Just to open your mind. And like I said, once again, it's a perfect and beautiful opportunity to get to meet you. What is it that is making this difficult for me? Let's meet it. Let's see what it is. From my experience, what people have a problem with isn't transivity or whatever, it's the attitude. Like it was already said, that's not everyone. It's quite simply, I'm a humanistic person, support anything of the humanistic way of living, and therefore I will always fight against anything which is against it. Feminism, for example, is against it. I see because of the labels, and I see that it's problematic, and I do understand it. It becomes a us and them. But us and them are everywhere. It's just some groups get the focus on them at certain points. It's just a way of being human to find us and them, to find we can be part of something, and in order to know who we are, we need to know who we're not. So then we create this. And that is a very humanistic point of view, is it not? That is in human nature, to be part of something, and by feeling we're part of something, we need to know what we're not part of. But in reality, like I said, a beautiful opportunity to see who are you? Why is this triggering? It's a beautiful way of meeting it, seeing what is it inside of me. Because everything that you see around you, and everything, even though if you say, oh, it doesn't really bother me, anything you pay attention to is you paying attention to it. It's not someone forcing it on you. It's you focusing on that, because so much is happening at the same time, all around you. There are so much energy, electricity, stimuli happening all around you at all times, and inside of you as well, and in your mind, and in your everywhere. So what you decide to focus on tells you a lot about what is important to you. So listen to it. When something is triggering you, that clearly is a beautiful way to meet yourself. It's an opportunity because you are focusing on it. You see what I'm saying? So it's beautiful. No meet and greet at this point. Aha, so why? Why, Fabian? Why? Because if it doesn't matter, we shouldn't put so much effort behind not meeting it. Then it shouldn't matter. So what is it within it that is difficult? You don't have to share it, but it's a beautiful opportunity to meet you. And you don't have to, but it's an opportunity. I watch tons of videos from both sides. I really love blogs and forums. But then when you are in a community right now where you can actually ask people what they do experience, or ask me, instead of saying as long as you're not non-binary, ask me, wow, I don't understand this. How do you experience it? What are your experiences? Why do you feel this way? Because I don't understand it. Listen to what other people have to say then. If you truly are interested, since you are reading up on it, right here, right now, there are many people here in this community who would love to share their experiences on this very topic or other. You have had no problem with the spirituality. You've said, oh, teach me more. I want to know more. Now, there is something you don't understand, which you also seem to have an issue with. Beautiful opportunity to get to know you in yourself. I'm not even upset by what you said, I just know it upsetting to most, which I understand. Going to share a picture in Discord. When they act the way it hurts me, I'm gonna watch the Discord afterwards. I hope people in Discord go check out what Lina shared. I think it's very inspirational. I just want to live in peace. I know, but you know that I'm a 100% honest person. See, I have no problem with trans people, for example. I really like you and find you sweet and polite. That's the humanistic way of seeing people. I see you as a human being, but a lot of other communities focus on the differences and why they need to get attention. You heard what I said afterwards. That's all I have to say. But I will say this a lot of them, because they obsess with the physical. I get it, but more important is to work on your internal self. Or just be our internal self. Be us. Once again, life is right now. How many years do we have? No one knows. Why trying to make sense of somebody else's life instead of living ours? And if living ours is making sense of other people's lives, that's beautiful. But hey, let yourself be with first. And if something comes up that is triggering you, aha! Beautiful door to open up and see, what inside of me is it that is reacting? Because this is fascinating. We live our lives the way we want to, or the way we do anyway. And how many lives do we have? We don't know. This is the one we have right now. And how many years? We don't know. So let's breathe, people. And let's be. It was a beautiful painting that she shared, right? Well, I'm gonna have to check this card. See if I can see it. And you who are here, who are not joining us on Discord, come in. You're welcome. I would love you to join. Yes, I knew it. I love it. See? How does it feel, Luna? How does it feel? I love it. How was the process? Do you feel something has lifted? Or how do you experience it? I named it, what am I doing? I think this is really, really good. I love this. And make it even more so, you know, not try to go back and rearrange it. Just let it be what it is. So, this is a beautiful ending to the stream. I need to go now. We're going we're on a 2A funeral tomorrow. So I'm not sure when we'll be streaming next, because we have a little bit, we're going off to see family on Saturday, I believe. Yes! Thank you for reminding me, the energy, whoever did. On Sunday, I have this marriage in flash. I'm gonna put it up on Discord as well. There is this communal healing, this group healing on Sunday that is for me so that I can finish my course in Married in Flesh. It's my last assignment. I need at least 3 participants. Let me know in Discord. It's gonna be this Sunday at 6 p.m. CEST. That is noon in Central Time. Same time we started the stream today. It is going to be us in a voice chat on Discord. I will also link a type channel to the voice channel, and it will be silent. There is voice and typing possible because I need a response from you, because it is part of my finished assignment, or my last assignment for the course. Therefore, I need a response. But it's gonna be Sunday at 6 p.m. CEST, and it takes as long as it's needed to. Usually, it can take around 10 to 20 minutes for me to send the energy, but it can take up to 1.5 hours for you to receive it. You will stay in the position as long as you feel something is happening and you are receiving energy. It takes as long as is needed. After the healing session, this will be happening in your body. There will be a cleansing, a flushing happen in your body for about a week. And the flush takes its way out in the natural way, which you're going to have to visit the toilet more often, or you get all outbreaks on your skin, or however it will come out. It is a flush that needs to come out. And it is an individual, unique process, but it is an ancient, beautiful technique of healing. That is truly a beautiful flush, and it is a wonderful energy to be working. So whoever feel you can join, please do, for it is for me to be able to finish my studies so I can get my diploma. So it is so interesting to be working with an energy in a way that I usually do not. And after this, I will work with it with the usual healing technique that I've got. But this is purely meridian flesh. And please join if you feel you want to. Let me know on Discord. I will put it up on Discord once again as well. But this Sunday, 6 p.m. CEST. That is noon Central. What? Okay. thank you. And Fabian, every opinion is as valid as the next one, for it is part of your reality. Don't feel like you're not welcome there, because everyone is, and you are a very important part of our community. But if you feel you ever want to meet this within yourself, you have many people here in the community who would love to share their experience with you. So, thank you for today. It was a very bubbly one in very different levels, but it was beautiful. So thank you for today, and I will see you for Married in Flesh on Sunday. As many as possible, please join. And then I will be streaming sometime next week. I'll let you know on Discord. So thank you so much for today, and I see you very soon. And thank you truly for letting me be me. And I hope that I too give the space where you can be you. And thank you for today. Accent bubble. Accent bubbles. Pixies.